Namaste Zil. It's the Spiritual Daywalker, hashtag Schrodinger's cards, with your tarot card reading for the next new moon phase from 29th of June until 13th of July. This new moon is in Cancer. So Virgo, it's probably about you finding out who's actually in love with your tics, in love with the way you categorize things and are going for life. It doesn't mean exactly that you're like an orderly person, right? But there's always a structure to everything you do, and some things you just don't deviate from. And you will find those people that are actually in love with this kind of quirkiness that sometimes just pops up, right? Like being at a party, suddenly coming out with your toothbrush in your mouth, because like that's just how you do it, right? And no fucks given, things like that. So you always have a structure for what you do, even if it's on a meta level, right? And that leads to some sort of quirky moves you got in your repertoire, and you're gonna have more of the people in your life that actually value that, don't find it irritating, but that actually make you feel more like yourself when you're around them, even if they're totally different, or even if they don't have those kind of moves where you sometimes think like, what the fuck, how can you, right? How can you do that? How can you not do that? I wouldn't, right? But then again, you're gonna accept their difference, like them being different, and they're gonna appreciate your quirky moves right there. I believe this is exactly about well, it is Cancer, right? It is about the relationships in your life. So that's how this comes to be, how you evaluate who you want to be around, basically, and how you want to go about relationships, right? And somehow I feel this how to go about relationships is going to be interesting for you. That being said, it is a general reading, so if the message doesn't resonate with you, feel free to drop the message. If it does resonate with you, drop a comment, like and subscribe. Also, I'm going to do a new thing, a new spread I invented, which is called the DNA or Helix spread. If you haven't seen how it works, check the intro video. It seems a little complicated, but it actually isn't. It's just one line for spirit and then the world kind of helixing around it, right? So let's see, it's like a 9 plus 2. It's an 11 card spread then. So let's see what comes from that. Also, I don't do love readings. If you're expecting a love reading, I'm sorry to say that is on you if love pops up in this reading, because life is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I don't want you to project anything into your reality just because I say so. It is a mirror of the energy you're in, the life lesson your soul is going through, to get a picture of the underlying energies or interference patterns, so to speak. So let's see what we're working with right here. In the spot of the soul, that's the 0. There's a Daughter of Cups in reverse. Seems like you're emotionally maturing from something. Could also be, a new beginning in your emotional maturity, like a new level, right? Like it's an emotional level up, how you want to feel, and the emotional support structure you need. Basically, you're rearranging stuff. So, because the page is manifesting something new in reality, right? That's that Daughter of Cups in reverse. Somehow you're moving on from that. Maybe you're realizing how to use those structures in place. Let's see further, right? In the spot of the 3, there's a 9 of Pentacles. In the middle, there's the Mother of Swords. That is your challenge card, basically, right? This is the 9, the magical number 9. Let's put it a little up there. Then the spot of the 6 is the 7 of Swords in reverse. And then below there is the Magician. I need to get it a little up there, right? Okay. That's what she said. Okay. You are in the Magician right here. That's the number 10. That is I forgot the Hebrew name, but it's the 10. It is you manifested in this reality, and you're kind of wondering how this manifestation actually works, and you're moving up to the realization that you have to be emotionally mature and not only on top of your feelings but really in touch with them, and also need that support structure to be in that magician energy upright, to manifest stuff into your reality you actually want in your reality, right? Because if you're thinking about something and you attach a feeling to it that is negative, then you're going to project a negative version of this, right? Whatever you're thinking about is going to either not come into your reality but the opposite, or it's going to come into your reality but it's going to feel shitty, right? So let's see how the world revolves around those. Like this Mother of Swords in the middle, it feels like you're coming out of the idea of having to be the bigger person, right? Maybe letting loose a little of your controlling structures, like being okay with other people being different, for example, but also being okay with you mixing up some shit to work with how different other people are. Let's see in the space of the 1 and the 2, coming down from the heavens, basically, there's a lack of insight with the Ace of Swords in reverse, but a feeling of wanting to pull through shit, of taking a leap of faith, but you still don't exactly, there's something you don't know, and I feel it's not exactly about yourself, but somehow I believe it's about the outer world, some information you still need. Wait, let's pull the other cards and see how this develops. There's a 5 of Wands and the Devil in the middle as your challenge. A 4 of Pentacles in reverse and a Son of Wands in reverse at the bottom. Feels like that Son of Wands is not your energy. It feels like the Son of Wands is a fire energy in your life that is, that you are receiving. It's on your feminine side that you are confronted with, in a sense, and it's a very immature fire energy. It's someone just taking what he wants, right, without like thinking about if that's truly it, or having like some bullshit reasons for it, right? And you're learning to see the deception in that, and that is the self-deception of the energy, right? So you're confronted with the fire energy, someone that is very passionate and just like, fuck it, let's just do it this way and that way. And on the other hand, this is kind of making you struggle with your stability, right? The 4 of Pentacles is about stability, about structure, right? It's a good card, but it's on its head, so it's kind of making you unstable and kind of making you jittery, that energy, that fire energy that is approaching you, because also you kind of know something's up. So in the middle, that's the axis of spirit right here, of the consciousness that is pulling through these reality, through you, basically through your body in a sense. That is the 7 of Swords in reverse, trying to balance those energies. So coming out of those self-deceptions on one side, what structures you actually need, and then on the other side that there's actually something up with the energy that is confronting you with this, right? So the fire energy, the person probably, or people in your life that are kind of out of bounds, that are just like spewing around their fire energy, just like, fuck it, let's go for it, come on, let's do this. They are testing you, what structures in your life, what ticks, whatever, what categories and boxes you actually need. They put that into question. However, their own energy is into question on itself. So you have to realize basically where they have a point, where you like, or not even have a point, where you just realize something about yourself through their energy, even though their energy is out of whack, and you're like, you know very well that something is up, that they're like just a little too needy, just a little too over the top, or not in touch with what they truly want and still going for it. Like you feel like something is up, you're gonna realize that deception, right? The self-deception, and then them trying to deceive you without realizing, like, come on, fuck that, you don't need it. But actually, from your very core being, you do need it, right? And then this is put to the test. It's like, okay, I'm not letting this go. Okay, maybe I can let this go. But we'll see, right? So you're evaluating, you're using that fire energy that you're working with to evaluate what you really need to feel stable and to generate wealth in your life and generate a feeling of certainty in your life and mind, right? So you're very much realizing something about that. Because there are some toxic things, right? Some toxic habits that you have. Because there's four of, well, everybody does that, right? But the Four of Pentacles is like diagonally moving into that devil. There is a sense of indulgence. Devil is not exactly only toxic, it is just very empiric, it's very in this world, right? It's very diving into things. And it's balancing with the Five of Wands, so there is some conflict in that. There is some conflict, and like this is your challenge, the conflict with not really getting a foothold in this reality, but coming to terms with reality, a way you want to live your life, right? A way you want to be actual, right? In the physical. And this fire energy is moving into confrontation, right? See, the fire energy is confronting you. That Five of Wands is just like things not adding up, people wanting to come together but actually not exactly lining up, and that is doing something with the way you work with your own passion. You realize where your own passions lie, right? And on the other hand, you're coming from that very strict system of rules, set of rules with the Four of Pentacles, moving into the devil, like indulging more. And this indulgence is going to make you something realize, right? Make you realize something. It's going to make you realize what is toxic and what is not toxic. It's going to make you let loose and then put your systems to the test, right? Because this devil is moving into the Ace of Swords, but the Ace of Swords is in reverse, so it feels like you have to go through this to make that realization about what you truly want. Because in the middle, in the Spirit card on the axis, there's the Nine of Pentacles, right? So it's about the wealth you generate for yourself, what truly makes you happy, right? It's the completion of the cycle of personal happiness, right? Because the 10 then again is sharing again. The 10 is the 0, so to speak, because the 9 is completing the cycle. So that is balancing out the Ace of Swords, which is like a truth you do not know, and probably something about the fire energy that is confronting you that is out of whack or whatever. And it's the truth about what you truly want. On the other hand, there is the Seven of Wands. It's a leap of faith. Seven of Wands is a leap of faith. It's a card of standing tall above everything else, and it's a little you taking on that fire energy, being like, yeah, I get what you're trying to do here, but I got a better system for it. Let me take your energy, integrate it, but like push it through my filter. Because you're going to realize when you just completely let loose of your systems, you're going to indulge into toxicity and then not know what to do. On the other hand, indulging in this toxicity in life, right? And just like going with the flow, which is, let's say, it's not motivated from a great source, right? But it's a motivation. So if you go with that flow, you're going to realize what is actually harming you, what is not harming you. But you have to be honest about that to yourself. Then you can, with that Ace of Swords right there, right? And then you can balance out with the Seven of Wands, which is that fire energy, very much focused on making the ego shine. That is you realizing, wait a minute, actually my way, because that's a diagonal here, the Four of Pentacles leading up or is connected to the Seven of Wands over here, and the Son of Wands is connected to the Ace of Swords over here. So that's also, because in the middle is the 9, and then those two are connected to that 9. So you're going to realize what of your structures you're actually very proud of and that actually give you a lot of energy, that make you feel more like yourself, be more in that Seven of Wands energy, and that, fuck that, I'm fending everything off, like I'm ready for battle, I know who I am, what I want to do, I'm just going for it, right? And that is very fucking cool. That being said, in the middle there is that Mother of Wands, that Mother of Swords in reverse, which means you kind of, yeah, have to let loose of control a little. But then again, maybe it's not just you're moving out of that energy, but you're working with it. So you are in a Mother of Swords energy, which is very structuring, also controlling, also nurturing a little, but very, very in their mind. Swords is mind energy, right? It's air, right? So makes sense that you are a very, very airy earth sign, so to speak, as mutable earth, whatever, but it's like, yeah, you're in your mind a lot. You're coming kind of out of your mind by taking on a little of that fire energy, but it still makes you put yourself to the test, put your rule system to the test. So that is you getting out of your mind, but still being in the Mother of Swords, right? And a very mature mind energy. So you're kind of working through that, right? And then the top of it, in the spot of the soul, what your soul wants you to realize is whatever feels right to you is right to you. And it doesn't have to be to any other but to you, right? That's that Page of Cups in reverse, is realizing something new about your emotional body. Funny thing is, there is no cup in here whatsoever except in the spot of the zero and the spot of the soul. Which means all of this, you're using your mind, your sense of stability to find out what you truly want by to cultivate that feeling, to cultivate those emotions, right? So basically, some passionate energy is daring you to take a look at how your mindset feels to you, how the different thoughts you're having and structures you're having feel to you, by making you indulge in things, and then you realizing, wait, this is like rubbing off, this is like it's not exactly what I want, and maybe you're not even right at all, right? Maybe you're just coming from a stupid fucking place, just not wanting to look at things, and therefore like you're just running away, right? You're actually not that Son of Wands I'm talking about, right? That fire energy is like, maybe you're not going for something, but you're actually running away. And I can see through that. Nevertheless, I see what that energy does to me as a Virgo, and where it's kind of confronting me with my own bullshit in a sense, and then make me realize what structures I do want to hang on to. So this is like, it's describing the way you are going about this guidance system into a more like emotional maturity, right? Can also be that you're going to realize that the Son of Wands energy, in case that Son of Wands is a very fiery person you are in a relationship with, this could lead up to the realization that Daughter of Cups in reverse, so that you need that you're actually not exactly in love with how this works right now, that something is off with the love that is involved, right? So it's very about passion, and then you realize something about this new beginning isn't working out, right? It doesn't mean that you have to like divorce the person or whatever. Don't feel like it's that close. It might be intimate, but it's not that close. But it makes you realize something about where this person is coming from, and that this is not something you're very much in love with, but there are sides of you and your own mental structure and the way you go about life that you cherish even more. Now the question is, will you be able to inspire that person to take on some of these structures because they're beneficial for them, like just talking about if you want to like be with someone, live with someone. If that is you, if that is a romantic relationship developing, you're going to realize that something feels off here, and that this new beginning in love, that this love offering is actually a little self-deceptive, because they don't know what they want, so how can they know if they want you, right? Doesn't have to be like that though. For most of you, it's probably just being confronted with also different people that incorporate a lot of fire energy but are still in finding process and are kind of running away from shit, and you want to be all mother swordsy about it, and you don't see the truth at the beginning, but then you indulge in the conflict. It's gonna rub off a little, and you're like, wait a second, this is not my idea of success, right? Just things falling into my lap or whatever. I want to kind of know what I'm doing here, right? For example. And it is gonna make you realize something and take this sword energy, your mind, to the next level about what you truly desire in terms of wealth and stability and manifestations in your life with that 9 of Pentacles, right? That is exactly it. On the other hand, if you're coming from an inside, that is because your soul feels something is off with this love offering. You're coming down, you don't know what it is, but you know you have to stand tall about what you truly desire. Then you're moving into the confrontation yourself. You're the one confronting, basically looking for what is wrong in your life, right? And indulging in your conflict yourself, and gonna realize, it's that guy, it's that fire energy that is out of whack, that is not actually honest and not lining up with what I need for stability. So you then, come into that magician, and probably gonna flip that magician around to manifest what you truly want in your life, which is probably a more mature fire energy, a fire energy that is more controlled and is easier to get along with for a person that is as structured or organized on the meta level as you is, right? So that is the way you're going through right now. You're learning how to manifest good shit in your life because you realize you manifested something that is there to confront you with some of your ideas about yourself. And you're gonna learn your lesson from that, but you are standing tall in your 7 of Wands in the end, realizing that your feelings matter, and that this, like it develops, isn't exactly feeling so good. It's just there for you to confront yourself with some things about yourself, but then it's not exactly about that person at all, about that fire energy. Maybe you will have to find a way to deal with it. You're gonna know, once you realize that something about yourself, you're gonna realize how you work with this deceptive fire energy, because it is a little deceptive. I think they mean well though. I think the fire energy is just not realizing when it's running away from something instead of running towards something, right? You can easily confuse the two. And that Son of Wands in reverse next to a 7 of Swords is very much like, I don't want to look at this, let's go party, right? I don't want to look at this problem, let's go do something else. That kind of energy. And maybe it's good to do something else because it's another impulse, but then again the energy is coming from not a good place, and you're gonna realize that and then stick to some of your belief systems and let go of the rest. Also confront this person with their own bullshit, because it seems like a lot for you. It seems like it's fucking with your sense of stability, right? You're gonna resolve that conflict, right? That conflict, it seems very much like showing you toxicity, showing you what you're not able to cope with, and what you don't have to be able to cope with, and then you confronting that, right? And asking for that truth with the Ace of Swords here, confronting that Son of Wands in reverse with the Ace of Wands in reverse. Is like, what is there that you're not telling me, or that you're not honest about yourself? That very much feels like it. If this resonated with you, Virgo, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Also, I will do an extended. I will go in even deeper with my party deck over here. So find the link to the extended in the description box below. And yeah, give me some feedback. Thank you for being with me here from the beginning. If you want to know how this system works, it seemed a little confusing. I still do it for the first time, but it makes total sense numerologically. Check it out in the intro video. I'm going to base my my tarot deck on it. I'm creating a tarot deck. It's going to take some time, but I'm going to base it on those doubling patterns I see in the Tree of Life. And it's going to be really fucking cognitive alchemy in a sense. So this is going to be fun. Daywalker Bali is going to be fun. Thank you for being with me, and see you in the extended. I love you.